Well, it looks like Star Citizen Alpha 4.9 has been delayed, or at least half of it, as the latest roadmap roundup gave us a candid and therefore much appreciated update on the technical challenges the developers are currently facing. From what we were told, it seems like instancing is just not yet at the point where the developers feel like they can release content such as the Siege of Orison. We were also told that the new transit system, which came a few months ago, is not as reliable as the devs want it to be, notably causing issues with freight elevators and ship spawning. Right now, only 20% of the items on their priority list have been fixed, meaning that there is still a lot of work ahead to stabilize these new systems. So in today's video, we are going to take a look at what was taken off Alpha 4.9, but also some of the new cards that were added, and we'll also talk about Alpha 4.10, which should come sooner than expected as a result of the delays. So let's get to it. So, mentioned in the introduction, of course, the Siege of Orison, which is implementing a new operation, introducing instanced FPS gameplay where players assault Ninetales control platforms in coordinated team-based encounters tied to the mission-driven progression, is being delayed to Alpha 4.10 since the devs do think that instancing is unfortunately not ready. Instancing is of course one of those cards also that comes with Star Citizen Alpha 4.10, which by the way we were told will be released in August, so just 1 month after Alpha 4.9, so that's not really a big delay, I would say. Let's just say that 4.10 is probably a 4.9.1 or 4.1.2, but they just want to call it 4.10 because of some of the major features that it is going to be including. Alongside Siege of Orison and instancing, this one is very interesting. That's something that was really waiting for, maybe my most anticipated card for 4.9 coming to 4.10, and that is Recco Battaglia, which is going to be an in-person mission giver. We haven't had those for a long time. In fact, Recco Battaglia was there back in the day when Delamar was in the Stenton system, and then she was removed alongside with Delamar. Now, she's not entirely removed from 4.9. In fact, there is a version of Recco Battaglia that will be there in 4.9, more on that later. Another bummer here is the super heavy armor, which is also not going to make it with 4.10. My guess is that it's probably going to be some kind of reward with Siege of Orison. I haven't taken part of any of those missions in 4.9 PTU. In fact, I am not a subscriber anymore, so I'm not even in Wave 1 anymore. So I don't even know what's going on in PTU, and I could not even try that heavy armor, but still, I was very excited for that. And of course, since the heavy armor is coming to Alpha 4.10 now, so is the heavy machine gun that is associated with it. Now, the next one is also surprising. It is the new Drake Clipper from Wikilo. I don't know why this one is not coming to Alpha 4.9. Is it because CIG are afraid that some of their issues regarding elevators, or at least the new transit system, is also affecting Wikilo? As far as I'm concerned, I've been dealing with Wikilo a little bit, and I haven't had any issues, but maybe they also require some new rewards that are coming with the Siege of Orison, and that could also explain why the Clipper is not coming in Alpha 4.9. Now, this one also is quite surprising, the ship loadout improvements regarding item recovery. So this is going to be updating ship and item recovery to better support custom loadouts through limited claims, optional expired fees, and also freight elevator item claims, debuting a free recovery options when losses are detected outside of the player's control. Again, maybe because they've only fixed 20% of their priority issues, and that's maybe why it's coming later, because they may want to fix more issues. The Ninetale armor update, which I believe is also going to be coming with the Siege of Orison, is not coming in 4.9 but 4.10. And this one is surprising here, a fuel tanks and consumption rebalance, something that a lot of people have been talking about on various social media and forums. Basically, ships are going to be consuming way more fuel than they currently are, which, I don't know, I think that fuel consumption was quite alright, but my guess here is that they want perhaps to encourage people to use more their Starfarers or their Starlights, so that it would be more sense to be traveling as a group with one of those ships in order to refuel ships on the go, or maybe make more use of those NPC refuelers. They basically want to make fuel something that matters rather than being something that's an afterthought, which is kind of how it is right now. But sometimes I think it's good to have afterthoughts. You just focus on your objective and some of the nuisances that are part of the game, right? They should be part of the game, but they shouldn't be a main part of the game. Sometimes come into play. I think that right now that the balance that we have is the right one, and I will definitely be monitoring on this new balance that's coming with Alpha 4.10, but so far I am not very convinced. Let me know what you guys think about those possible changes in the comment section down below. Now, because a lot of the features from Alpha 4.9 are delayed to the month of August, doesn't mean that Alpha 4.9 is going to be empty. We are going to have a brand new mission pack, and this one is called Support the Miners. It's going to implement a new set of repeatable missions from Reco Battaglia, which is of course an independent mining logistic coordinator based in Levski. We're going to be able to take a variety of contracts, including prospecting, mining, recovering, salvage, investigation, ship reclamation, and more, while building our reputation with Reco Battaglia to unlock additional opportunities in Alpha 4.9 and beyond. And here, from what players have been testing in the PTU, it seems that for these missions, Reco Battaglia will be there, but as an on-screen mission giver, just like the other mission givers that we have had recently. Combat clothing is confirmed for Alpha 4.9, which is implementing lightly armored apparel designed to offer more stylish look while remaining viable in combat situation. I love this, I'm all for that. The new hairstyles are confirmed, the ordnance cargo holder is also confirmed, the Bearing CQ7 bullpup rifle is also confirmed. Ship combat UI improvements is very interesting. It's going to implement new hit markers for vehicle combat, providing clearer feedback when landing shots. So if you are landing shots on shield, it's going to indicate that. If your shots are penetrating the shields, it's also going to be showing. If you are not penetrating the shields at all, it's also going to be showing. There's also a pip that indicates if you are hitting components. I love this. This is a great quality of life improvements, and I'm really digging it when CIG are giving new items like those. The Valakar, or at least the juvenile Valakars, are going to receive some of the updates that we have seen in recent monthly reports, and these are going to include more dynamic borrowing, tracking, repositioning, and attack patterns. We're also going to get new flyby audio. I love this here. I think we had those, a preview of those in a CitizenCon a few years ago when they were showing some of the new sounds they were working on. It seems that one of these is finally coming to the Persistent Universe. I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually an item that is in Squadron 42 that they managed to convert into the PU. Nevertheless, it's going to be making ships around us sound way more realistic, and that's going to be really exciting to hear. And that's pretty much it for this update. Again, I'm all for delays. If CIG think that it is the best thing to do, they'd rather have a little bit more stability before implementing some of those new technologies like instancing. It's definitely the right call. Besides, we have other things to try and test with Alpha 4.9, so it's a nice balance between new content and new tech that's coming into the verse. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below on that. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. A big shout out to everyone who's been subscribing recently. Thank you so much, guys. The channel has been growing steadily over the past couple of months, and I am very grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for the support on Patreon and via the YouTube Joe membership program, especially thanks to Dr. Fobin, Soccer Sisters, the Key2 Ducker, Shadow Rise, and Zero Crusher. If you too want to join, you'll find the link in the description down below. I've been the Eradicator. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.